Don Imus's controversial remarks are being felt all throughout South Florida and right here in Coral Springs at Firefighters Park. Now, I talked to one girl who tells me that she is very insulted by his comments. However, she's not letting his remarks ruin her hoop dreams. 16-year-old Samantha Nelson began her hoop dreams at age 6.
I put my mind to playing basketball, and I continued and I got better over the years.
She started hitting the b-ball court in high school, hoping one day to join a college team like Rutgers. When the mostly black players lost the NCAA Women's Championship game, nationally syndicated radio host Don Imus and his producer made some comments that left Samantha's blood boiling.
That is racist to me.
Imus said, quote, "That's some rough girls from Rutgers, man. They got tattoos." His producer Bernard McGurk said, quote, "Some hardcore hoes." Imus said, quote, "That's some nappy-headed hoes there. I'm going to tell you that."
He had no business saying that, especially on the air, on the radio. People hear him. Period, in public. He should have kept that to himself. He should be fired because that's something you don't really say, knowing that there's so much black women in the world who do play basketball.
And they've come a long way, baby.
Women had to go through a lot of stuff over the years, like how we couldn't be able to vote. Like in the past, we couldn't vote, and we had to stay home. We couldn't work. We had to stay in house, do house chores, and we should be able to do what we want to do out here.
Memorabilia, if my photographer Jim Robinson can zoom in on here, you can take a look at this rare, authentic autograph picture of Wade and Shaq, valued at about $350. Now, some fans are having a hard time finding items like this one, but some sports stores in South Florida and Miami-Dade and Broward County still have them.
Mom, I want that one. The one with Shaq and Wade.
It's the one wish for every die-hard Heat fan. Just ask Zachary Shia.
Why do you like that one?
Because Shaq and Wade are my two favorite players.
If only he could get his hands on this authentic autograph picture of superstars Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal.
I'd be really happy. I'd hang it up in my room first thing, right when I get home.
Ever since the team slammed their way into the NBA Finals, autograph team memorabilia such as jerseys, balls, and photos have been heating up cash registers.
We've run out of cards, especially jersey cards, about 3 times within the past week and a half.
Becky Warren is the assistant manager of Florida Sports Cards in Coral Springs.
I want to make sure I have as much product available for my customers that they want. And if the main piece I need to have is the signature, a picture with both the signatures of Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal.
The memorabilia goes up in value when the team soars closer to the championship. For example, this beautiful, glossy autograph Wade picture now costs about $250. The price tag could triple in value if he gets a championship ring.
It's easy to make a fast buck.
Steve Monroe owns Sports Treasures in Fort Lauderdale. He says you need to be careful. In other words, you don't want to get burned.
The customer needs to be comfortable enough with the person they're buying it from to ask, where did you get the autograph? You have to be able to assure them it's real. And
a lot of people in the AAA are just so happy to see her. And we're now going to show you our story with Zoe at the podium.
Welcome to another year of Zoe Summer Groove.
It's not just another year, it's the 10th annual Zoe Summer Groove, and tonight's the big gala.
Thank you.
Hundreds of movers and shakers, celebrities spending big bucks for Zoe's charities.
And he's one of the guys who I most respect.
The great Magic Johnson says Zoe has a compassionate heart.
Alonzo has touched many people, and the people that he touched, now they have to reach back and touch somebody.
Alonzo's college coach, John Thompson.
It's just as much beneficial to him because the greatest satisfaction you get is giving back.
The money raised this weekend will benefit underserved children and families. Zoe's already raised more than $150,000 over the past 2 days.
I'm very, very pleased, with the progress we made. It's a great way to start. The first 2 days, great way to start our 10th anniversary.
World champion Shaquille O'Neal may not be the best golfer, but he's scoring points with the Miami Heat's charitable fund.
Well, I give back is because of what I was taught. I don't really consider it giving back. It's just what I was taught as a man. Whatever you you have a lot, and whenever you can help those needs, just help them out. So.
And one of the ways Shaq Diesel is giving back is hitting the greens at the Miami Beach Golf Course, where the Heat's DJ Irie is hosting the second annual charity golf tournament.
What I like about the Miami Heat Charitable Fund is they take care of children's issues, they take care of health issues, various things. My thing is, you know what, if we're going to raise money, I want to be able to touch as many people as possible. You know, there's a lot of things that are close to my heart, but hey, if we can touch as many people as possible, that's what I'm all about.
And it helps to tee off the day after the championship parade. A lot of celebrities are already in town.
It's Irie weekend. We've got the Heat players out here. We've got some golfing players out here. We've got all kinds of entertainers and celebrities. We've all come together to help out the community of South Florida.
Homegrown Heat superstar Udonis Haslem couldn't miss the opportunity.
It's a personal feeling for me and for Irie and Shaq to be icons in this city. You know, it's all about the community because they're the future.
This weekend is all about giving back to our community.
Knocked out right out of his hand.
It's another day for Miami Hurricanes fans. Sporting their jerseys and T-shirts, their eyes stay glued to the game.
You know, every Saturday they play a game.
Except today's a little different.
I believe Brian Pata included in that would want his Miami Hurricanes to play on.
22-year-old Brian Pata was a young man with a promising future.
And I knew that he was going to go to the NFL. He was going to be great.
Whose life ended tragically outside his apartment. Someone shot number 95 in the head.
Less than 24 hours after Pata's body was found, the Hurricanes hit the practice field.
I don't understand how they can play. I couldn't play.
It's the first game since Pata's death. It's difficult for everyone.
It's tough, man. It's tough losing a friend, teammate, person. For a lot of these kids, it's probably the first time they've ever faced or had to deal with death.
And I also think it's going to be great therapy for this football team for 3 hours here to get out here this afternoon and turn it loose one more time.
The Canes lost one more time by 1 point, but they gained respect for courageously showing up in the first place.
Now it's not about a ring, it's not about a championship.
Hi, Mr. Polino. Time to go. Hey,
get out.
Is Mr. Polino here?
Get out.
Is Mr. Polino here? Okay. We're leaving. We're leaving. We never did get to talk to 25-year-old Polino Barbone Jr. Sources tell us he and a relative, State Representative Ralph Arza, left 5 threatening voicemail messages on a lawmaker's phone. Here's one of the calls Barbone Jr. is accused of making to Representative Gus Barrero. Sources also say Barbone first told investigators he was drunk and didn't remember making the calls, but then confirmed the calls were made from his cell phone. And when investigators played the message, he admitted it was his voice. Arza allegedly made 2 racist calls himself. Here's a snippet. Black leaders, ministers, Democrats, Republicans, all demanding Arza resign immediately.
I think he should resign because he's going to be expelled.
Arza reportedly says sorry, but for Democrats and Republicans, it's too late to apologize. He needs to resign.
This man, Ralph Arza, is a racist.
Even though Arza is surrounded by controversy, will his constituents still put him in office? He's running unopposed. Why are you going to vote for Ralph Arza?
Well, I think he's a better person, from my understanding. He has done a lot for the community, so he's my favorite.
You know that some people are calling him a racist.
I don't think he is. I just think that it's a mistake.
A crowd erupts in cheers as former President Bill Clinton takes center stage with Democrat gubernatorial nominee Jim Davis and his running mate Daryl Jones. Their message, it's time for a change.
We all know that here in Florida and all across the country, things aren't the way they ought to be, don't we?
The heavy hitter is rallying for Davis and all Democrats in the midterm elections.
Jim Davis has been a great congressman. He was an enormous help to me when I was president. He is one of the reasons we did as well as we did in America in those 8 years.
Now, new polls show that Davis's opponent, Charlie Crist, has a lead of 50 to 43, but that Davis is closing that gap.
But all we got was an empty.
Even though Crist outspent Davis 3-1 in TV ads.
We are running against an historic money machine. Almost $40 million is being spent in this campaign for governor.
Davis is taking a grassroots approach. Earlier, he talked to Cuban-American voters in Little Havana, reminding them to get out and vote.
We have a wonderful opportunity for change. Charlie Crist says stay the course. And if we will go out and vote on Tuesday and send a message to these special interests that have put $40 million into Charlie Crist's campaign, insurance companies, developers, and special interests, the people will win on Tuesday.